Hi everyone, so we are here to understand what is this world of predictive modeling and how to become a predictive modeler and how this predictive modelers can help industries enhancing their revenues and business, and how they can help their organizations perform better. So here we'll try to understand what is predictive modeling, how it works, and then we'll see some examples, some real world examples how this analytics can help firms, organizations perform better. So predictive analytics has become a very popular concept with interest steadily rising over the past few years, according to a Google survey and various other surveys which were conducted in recent times. Increasingly often the idea of predictive analytics has been tied to business intelligence, but are these two terms related, and if so, what benefits are companies seeing by combining their business intelligence initiatives with predictive modeling? So this world of predictive modeling is closely related to another arena or another area of predictive modeling, which is called as business intelligence, which is primarily related to reporting applications and creating dashboards or other meaningful forms of reports which make sense to the end users and the top management. So first we'll try to understand what is predictive analytics. So predictive analytics refers to using historical data, machine learning and artificial intelligence to predict what will happen in the future. This historical data is fed into a mathematical model that considers key trends and patterns in the data. This model is then applied to current data to predict what will happen next. In simple words, say if there is an organization which has maintained data of past few years, or let's say they have chunk of data which is in current form not making much sense, they can apply certain algorithms and predictive modeling techniques to that particular data and derive some meaningful insights from that, and that will really help the business taking better strategic decisions and identifying their potential issues. Using the information from predictive analytics can help companies and business applications suggest actions that can affect positive operational changes. Analysts can use predictive analytics to increase if a change will help them reduce risks, improve operations, and or increase revenue. At its heart, predictive analytics answers the question, what is most likely to happen based on my current data, and what can I do to change that outcome? For example, if a candidate has applied for a credit card or for a loan, I can analyze the data provided by that particular customer or candidate to find out his eligibility for that credit card or that loan for which he has applied. So we'll see some more examples, some real world examples to understand this predictive analytics better. For many companies, predictive analytics is not a new terminology. They are using it, they are getting benefited out of this from past many years. But it is increasingly used by various industries to improve everyday business operations and achieve a competitive differentiation. In practice, predictive analytics can take a number of different forms. Take the scenarios, for example. Identify customers that are likely to abandon a service or product, which are likely to drop from a service or a product. So we can consider a yoga studio example. So consider a yoga studio that has implemented a predictive analytics model. The system may identify that a particular person, say Zen, will most likely not renew her membership and suggest an incentive that is likely to get her to renew based on her historical data. The next time Zen comes into the studio, the system will prompt an alert to the membership relation staff to offer her an incentive or talk with her about continuing her membership. So in this example, if you see, they have used a predictive modeling technique to identify the potential drop of the customer, and they can take the corrective action to stop that drop. So before the customer churn takes place, they can stop this and they can help their businesses perform better. So before the problem becomes very critical and before it is too late to repair that issue, this predictive modeling technique can really help highlighting those issues and take corrective actions. We can take another example. Let's say there is an organization which wants to provide some loyalty schemes or wants to offer some promotional offers to their customers, but it seems they have a budget. Let's say they have a budget of $50,000 and the number of customers that they have is say more than 3 million. Now the problem is with this constraint on budget, they cannot offer this promotional scheme or this discount offer to all their 3 million customers. So what they can do, they can apply this predictive modeling algorithms and find out their loyal customers, customers who were associated with them since a long time, and they can, instead of giving this reward or giving this promotional offer or discount scheme to all their customers, they can identify those high value customers and they can give this reward or this promotional offer only to those selected customers. So that way they can work within their budget, and they have also rewarded their loyal customers who are associated with them since a long time. Another example could be improve customer service by planning appropriately. So businesses can better predict demand using advanced analytics. For example, consider a hotel chain that wants to predict how many customers will stay in a certain location this weekend, so they can ensure they have enough staff and resources to handle their demands. So before that particular event takes place, they can understand the scenario, they can provide all possible solutions quickly to that scenario and avoid any chaos which may occur later. So now we'll try to understand how this predictive modeling algorithm or how this technique works. So now, after understanding what is predictive modeling, we'll try to know a little about how does this predictive modeling works. So an accurate and effective predictive analytics takes some upfront work to set up. Done right, predictive analytics requires people who understand there is a business problem to be solved, data that needs to be prepared for analysis, models that needs to be built and refined, and leadership to put the predictions into actions for positive outcomes. Any successful predictive analytics project will involve these steps. First, identify what you want to know based on the past data. What questions do you want to answer? What are some of the important business decisions you will make with the insight? Knowing this is a crucial first step to apply predictive analysis. So one need to understand what is the end result they are seeking for and how this end result is going to help their businesses before they start applying this predictive analytics models. Next, consider if you have the data to answer those questions. Is your operational system capturing the needed data? How clean is it? How far in the past do you have this data? And is that enough to learn any predictive patterns? So all these predictive modeling techniques that we have, the algorithms or the models that we have, require a good amount of data to identify certain patterns or some behavior from that particular data. Only then they can be successfully applied to your current data and can be used to make decisions for future business. So you should have enough amount of data on which you can build these models, and then afterwards these models can be applied to your current operational data. And the data has to be in the right format. The data has to be well cleansed. There shouldn't be any duplication in the data. The data has to be complete. The data has to be consistent. So one need to ensure that the data is cleansed properly before it is fed to those algorithms and before a model is generated and that model is applied to your current operational data. So train the system to learn from your data and can predict outcomes. When building your predictive analytics model, you'll have to start by training the system to learn from data. For example, your model might look at historical data like click action. By establishing the right controls and algorithms, you can train your system to look at how many people that clicked on a certain link bought a particular product and correlate that data into predictions about future customer actions. Your predictive analytics model should eventually be able to identify patterns and or trends about your customers and their behaviors. You could also run over more algorithms and pick the one that works best for your data. Or you could opt to pick an ensemble of these algorithms. So not every algorithm will fit to all different types of data. So you need to select the right algorithm for the kind of data that you have, or the kind of pattern or behavior that you have identified, and then apply that right algorithm to that data to generate meaningful and accurate results. Another key component is to regularly retrain the learning module. Trends and patterns will inevitably fluctuate based on the time of year, what activities your business has underway, and other factors. Set a timeline, maybe once a month or once a quarter, to regularly retrain your Predictive Analytics learning module to update the information. In case if there is a change in your business parameter, you have to ensure that this parameter is incorporated in the model, and then only it is applied to any future data. Schedule your modules in such a way that these models or algorithms are updated at some regular frequency. So schedule your modules in a manner that it is always reflecting, or it is always giving me the most up-to-date requirement of the business. Predictive Analytics module can work as often as you need. For example, if you get new customers data every Tuesday or every week, you can automatically set the system to upload that data when it comes in. Use the insights and predictions to act on these decisions. Predictive Analytics is only useful if you use it. You'll need leadership champions to enable activities to make change a reality for everyone in your organization to use. Predictive Analytics can lead to priceless business outcomes, including catching customers before they churn, optimizing business budget, and meeting customer demand as and when needed. It's not a magic, but it could be your company's crystal ball. And this can really drastically help your businesses perform better, or calculate the risk factors which are involved, and enhancing your profit and revenue. Now guys, after understanding what is predictive modeling, and we saw a few real world business scenarios and cases, how this predictive modeling works and how this helps firms, business organizations perform better. And even after understanding a little about how does it work, so in case if you want to become a predictive modeler, you need to meet certain prerequisites, or you need to have some prerequisites that will help you learning this particular tool better and implementing it in a proper manner in the actual production environment. So if you are looking for a career in this particular domain, if you want to be a predictive modeler, preferably you should be from statistics or mathematics background. So this is the primary criteria in order to apply for, or in order to learn this particular module. But if someone has strong willingness to learn this, and even if they do not meet this criteria, one can learn, one can upgrade their skill on these particular modules or these tools. So to conclude this, one should have a little background, a little higher background in mathematics and statistics. One should be from that particular domain, and they can understand this field better, because there are lots of algorithms and models and statistical functions and formulas involved in this algorithms and models that you are going to deploy, that you are going to implement in the production environment. There are several applications and tools to implement this. So we have several analytical applications available in today's environment. For example, we have SAS application, we have R programming application, we have Python application, we have SPSS. Like this, there are dozens of tools available in today's analytics environment that can help you, that can be used in the production environment to implement this predictive modeling. Most of the tools which are available, like R or Python, are there in the form of open sources, which one can configure free of cost and start using it right from day one. But certain other applications like SAS and all are paid tools, which you can buy, configure in your environment, and start using it immediately. Another thing, with another advantage that we have with this last tool, SAS, that apart from the programming interface that it provides you, it also gives you the option of switching to the GUI elements. So in case if you feel that programming is not your cup of tea and you are not so good in coding, you can switch to the GUI applications of SAS, which we have in the form of SAS Enterprise Guide and eMiner, where you can implement this entire predictive modeling with minimal or no coding. So these are the applications which are used in the analytics world to implement this predictive modeling. Thank you very much.